It's the Putemup podcast with your host, Frank Mordejon.
I don't understand what's going on here.
What's up, everybody? Welcome, Putemup podcast, episode number 6, ladies and gentlemen. The first show of the year for 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, today you will be entertained. What we have today are the CEO of Fight PFC, Pillow Fighting Championships, fightpfc.com. For those who have been following us, for those who have seen other episodes, we've talked about PFC, and I promised you guys that today we will have the co-founder, the CEO, to talk a little bit about what's going to happen on January 29th on Fight TV on pay-per-view. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't got your pay-per-views yet, go on Fight TV, buy your pay-per-view. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, you will not disappoint. It's an amazing form of entertainment. But I can't go on without the show without my co-host, Mr. Patrick Regalado.
What's up?
What's going on,
What's
Pat?
going on, Mr. Frank?
You tell me, brother.
How was your Christmas? How was your New Year?
Yeah, man, it was crazy, brother. It was crazy. I was great home with the family finally.
Great home with the family. That's always good.
I was doing great.
Family.
Just relaxing and chilling.
All right.
Watching the kids open up their gifts. That's always a good thing.
It's always a good thing. How many did you do the stats on the kids opening up the gifts also?
I
know
did,
you do stats
man.
about everything.
I did. My wife was like, why are you putting stats? I'm like, listen, I want to see how fast he opens up his present, which present he opens up first. I want to see where my money's going. I was taking down stats down because next year, I learned from the stats.
We're gonna know exactly. There you
I'm
go.
like, I'm not buying that shit again for him. He didn't like it the first time, so
there you go.
That's how I do it, man.
I think that's great, man. We're gonna send that to Santa Claus, bro. It's gonna work for him.
Yeah, you know what I want to buy though? I want to buy one of those pillows that Pillow Fighting Championship has. I know it's one of those like patent pillows that they got.
Oh yeah.
I want to buy at least 2.
Well, your dream may come true sooner than you think.
Because back in the days when I was
when you were pillow fighting in your underwear?
Yeah, well, it's a great thing about this is that I'm sure everybody one time in their lifetime has done it, right? And then privacy of their homes and stuff. But when I was growing up and I did some bad things, my mom didn't use a pillow. That's for damn sure. She was la sandalia.
Oh yeah,
la chancleta.
The magic chancleta. For all you guys who don't know what that is, it's a and it nails you.
Yeah, she's always on target with that, man. But I would love for her to have a pillow. But what else is up, man? What else?
Well, I mean, today we do have a great show. We've got, of course, updates on the UFC, everything that's going on. But I'm really, really excited to have in the studio today the CEO and the operations manager of PFC, Pillow Fight Championship. We're going to be able to answer all of those questions that everybody always has. And I'm going to be honest. Every time I mention Pillow Fight, I get 50-50. One is, are you fucking crazy? Or are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So today we're going to answer all those questions. Yeah. We're going to let them talk about it. And I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
Okay? It's exciting.
Yeah.
It's exciting. But you have to see it. But I'm going to let them talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, in the studio today, we've got Mr. Steve Williams, which is the CEO of PFC Pillow Fight Championships, and Rob Abolino, which is operations. Gentlemen, welcome. Thank you for being
guys.
here.
Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
All right.
Excellent. Let me start off, man. Let me start off because this is how what you're going to hear from me today is not just about pillow fighting in itself, but I want to have a candid conversation on how you see this growing. Where is this going? What are the plans 5 years from now on Pillow Fighting Championships? Because if you think about it, it's only one letter away from the UFC. Right?
Yeah.
You got PFC and you got UFC. And if you look at the structure and how Dana White did the UFC, it's very similar to what you're doing too. Now, we get it. Before I get all the fan mail and all the mails and all that stuff, yes, we understand that Dana White didn't create the UFC. It was given to him, right? He made it better, right? But again, the same thing with you, Steve. You didn't create pillow fighting. We all did that when we were kids.
Yep.
So this is something that was given to you as well. So you're taking now something that we did as kids, something you do at your home, something you do with your family, and you're making into a sport. So before we get into all that, people want to know who you are. What is your background on how pillow fighting came to the forefront? So tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about how you got started, and then we'll move on to Rob.
Well, I'm basically a run-of-the-mill entrepreneur. I have a couple companies, successful. We actually started this with a concept to do a fight truck. We were going to put MMA fights on a semi that opened up like a transformer.
Right.
And it was going to drive around the country and pop up, fight.
Right.
Would be part of a streaming show, close it up. The next
Like
day,
a traveling show type of thing?
yeah, the next day we'd
call
be
it
in
fight
another neighborhood somewhere, and the whole thing was a show where people were going to be running to be one of the 100 people that could sit down and watch the show. Right. And of course, it was going to be streamed. We thought it would be huge. But as we got into it, my brother Paul, who's actually who thought of doing pillow fighting,
He did, huh?
I wanted to do MMA. He said, "Look, the laws are terrible. You can only do it in 17 states or something like that." So when he said, "Let's do pillow fighting," I wanted to punch him because I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Because that's not anything I want to do. But then we started playing around with it.
Right.
Said okay, and then we designed the pillow, which is it's not a pillow, it's a combat pillow.
Okay.
With the strap, the ripstop.
And you guys have all that patented? That's
There's
all.
some patent pending.
It's patent pending.
Okay,
so,
okay.
Yeah, it's not patented yet, but it's
Okay.
filed. And then it started making sense. So then we've refined it over the last 3 years. The pandemic stopped us. We restarted. We picked it up again after about a year and a half, I think. Put it on hold and picked it up in March. And it's just been wind behind the sail ever since we restarted. Every time we get involved with somebody, they say yes. If we need something, they say yes. You guys said yes.
All right.
And we've gone worldwide with.
So as
press.
time has gone by, I guess for lack of a better word, it has evolutionized itself into, or metamorphosized itself into what it is today. I mean,
Yeah,
we're talking about, these guys were a traveling show or traveling circus act, if you will. Not to call you guys a circus, but they were, and today it's a show.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this, Steve.
It's-
How many shows have you done already?
We've done about 8, but
8 shows.
4 of them were, or 3 of them, 5 of them were, we participated in other shows inside other MMA events.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We did 3 in Brazil with SFT Combat.
oh,
Then those were hardcore MMA shows.
Right.
We just did the other one at Dania
Casino?
Dania
We
Beach
were there. We
Casino.
saw
yeah.
that. Yeah, saw that.
And then we did, well, actually, the PFC 3 will be our third.
your third official show.
PFC 1 and 2 at Delray Boxing Center in Delray.
Right.
And now we've got PFC 3, which is a pay-per-view. So,
And this one is taking on a life of its own, from what I can see.
It's unbelievable. It's for us to do 3 events, and the third one is a pay-per-view, internet, seen around the world.
Yeah.
It's just mind-boggling.
Fight TV.
Right.
Yeah,
Can't get any better than that.
Yeah, I mean, we did PFC 2. It wasn't even televised. Our third event will now be an international
Right,
pay-per-view.
right.
So it's hard to even comprehend. I've never seen a business that takes off this
Yeah.
fast.
So when you talk about the business structure of it, you're not a one-man show. You have a team behind you.
Yeah, we have a team of 8.
So how did you and Rob hook up? What is?
Rob and I are partners. We own a company called Star Media Productions. We develop environmental television shows. Corporate environmentalism show we have called Earth with John Holden. It's on Fox
Nice.
Business Network.
Yeah, I've seen
It's a
it.
successful show. Rob's a TV guy.
Beautiful.
I'm a TV guy. We know
Main-
that part of it. We know other TV guys or media guys.
Right.
You network really well, and we get things done. So we've got our social media team, top guys from.
Beautiful.
They work with WWE.
Yeah.
Some young guys that are more on the music side.
Mm-hmm.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So when you guys are putting on shows, and ladies and gentlemen, there's money involved here.
It's $5,000 on the line, brother.
There's 5,000, and from what I understand, there's $250 to show.
Yeah, I mean, there's a pay for show.
Okay,
yeah.
but I mean
that
that's
number is here or there.
Okay, but there's that. So, and we talked about this before, okay, and we talked about the professionalism of it and whatnot. So, I mean, does this make you a professional athlete? Does it make you an entertainer? Does it make you?
Well, I'll tell you what. Before they answer that, we need a commercial break, brother.
Pay some bills.
We need to pay some bills real quick. Let's get back to that question, and we'll go deeper into the business side of it, because what I want, ladies and gentlemen, is for you guys to understand what's about to take place January 29th. It's going to be an event like no other. There's going to be some fighting there that, if you haven't seen pillow fighting, may I suggest go to fightpfc.com and check it out, because you will be amazed. But let's hit a real quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Paying the bills.
Boom. So,
The Putemup Podcast with your host, Frank Mortejon.
I don't understand what's going on here. I'm fighting with my eye.
what?
It's the Putemup Podcast with your host, Frank Mortejon.
I don't understand what's going on here.
What's up, everybody? Welcome up to Putemup Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, follow us on social media. Like, click, subscribe. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, you name it. Wherever you get your podcast, that's where you'll find us. We are here talking today with the CEO of Pillow Fighting Championships, fightpfc.com. They had an event on January 29th in Miami Lakes, Florida. This is PFC 3. Down and pound, I believe, is what you guys
Pound
call
down.
it.
Pound
down.
down.
Okay, pound down. There you go.
Pound down.
I'll get used to it. But we left off with Patrick's question in regards to, you call it professional pillow fighting. I guess the number one question is, how is it professional?
Rob?
Well, in a lot of different ways. For one thing, we have rules, right? We've got
Okay.
rules. We have a scoring system. We originally scored it much like a boxing match. What we learned, though, is we want to encourage more hits. So we, instead of taking away points, we're awarding points for certain hits. So we have some signature moves, a 360, shot to the torso, shot to the body is, different points. To encourage people to hit more often, right? Because we found out the more hitting there is, the more entertaining it is.
Correct.
One of the things I want to go back to, just touch on real quick, because you
Sure.
brought this up earlier, and that was people's reaction when they first hear pillow fighting. If it's not 100%, it's damn close to 100%. Of people that you mentioned this to for the very first time, they give you maybe a skeptical look, and they go, pillow fighting, and then they watch it. And again, it's almost the same reaction. It's not what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Right. It's very entertaining. It requires stamina, quite a bit of stamina, athleticism, right? Sure, we've got a lot of MMA fighters, boxers, wrestlers, but we've got some people that are just work out or in good shape, and they've put on just as good a fight as trained fighters have. It's been a lot of fun so far. The first event that we did, Steve walked into my office on a Thursday. Now, by now, as you said, COVID had kind of slowed us up a little bit, but gave us a chance to refine things. Our pillow, as Steve said, this is a patent-pending pillow. It's made from ripstop nylon. The significance of that is when you hit somebody with that, there's a sound to it, a pop to it, and that causes a reaction in people that are hearing that, right? So that's an important feature of the equipment, if you will, right? So Steve had come into my office, and we had everything together by now, right? We had the pillows the way we wanted it. We have a patent pending on it, and he came in on a Thursday. He said, "Let's put on an event Saturday." And in 2 days, we had everything together, had a fight card, and put on a fight with, about 14 fights that we had. And that was our very first event.
That was at the Delray?
And that was at the Delray Boxing Center. Yeah. So that was great. We got a great reception from that. People were excited. So we put on PFC too.
But I when I first started this, I said that I'm trying to compare the UFC with pillow fighting, right? PFC. Not only you're one letter away, but even with that you just said, what you're literally doing is changing the behaviors or the mentality or the perception of what people have on pillow fighting when they see it. So to your point, when they first started, people who don't know it, people who've never seen it, are going to laugh about it, are going to joke about it. But once it starts, and once they see that these fighters mean business and they're there to knock each other's heads off, the smiles stop. And it's all about, an aggressive type of art that's now being changed. So I go back to the UFC. When the UFC started, UFC 1, Royce Gracie came in. And if you go back to the UFC tapes and you listen to the crowd, it's all boos. Like, boo, 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 how could you go down on the ground? Watch UFC 2. and you'll see there's cheers and boos, cheers and boos. Watch UFC 3, all cheers. And you literally can see the crowd change and educate themselves with what they're seeing, because what they're afraid of is things that they don't know. They're uneducated of what they're seeing, just like in the UFC. So when you tell me that story, I vision, and I've seen it myself because I was there at the MMA event in Dania Beach.
That's another great example as well, Frank, on
I
how that
saw
crowd
that.
reacted at first, and then when the fight started, their reaction was
Insane.
complete opposite.
It was
right?
insane.
When the action was going, and yes, we were there.
They-
And when the action was going, the crowd was into it.
Oh, they were into it. They were cheering,
It
yelling.
was
Yeah.
crazy. So to your point, they didn't know what they were seeing. They weren't educated enough on the sport. So I take that to say UFC had to do it. UFC had to educate the fans on what it's about. But then to make that a professional sport, they had to get it regulated. They had to get it sanctioned, if you will, by the state, because in UFC they were banned in every single state because it was too violent, right? So Dana White, who bought it for what, $1.2 million, said, you know, if I'm not going to show it in other states, we got to fix this, right? So he also, which is another thing, I don't know how how similar you and Dana White are. Like, I'm amazed by it, right? But you don't see it. And I'm bringing you this information.
Yeah, I
You don't see
that.
it. You don't see how similar Dana White doing UFC and you doing PFC.
Oh,
like,
okay.
I break it down to a science to where even when you ask Dana White when he started, you would ask him, he said he's not in the fight business. He's in the entertainment business.
Yeah.
And the fact that you already in the entertainment business with the shows that you produce, with the partnerships and the networks that you've created, with the social media team and everything that you have in your team,
Yeah.
that's the same thing that Dana White did when he
Yeah.
created
Well,
the UFC.
Yeah, we're definitely media centric company.
And
We're
that's what
creating
it's gonna
content,
Is it-
and
is-
it needs to be entertaining
Right.
or factual, like in the case of our environmental show.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but the fight needs to be a fight. I mean, first we want it to be a real fight.
Yeah.
And it's not WWE.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what that is.
So
Right.
this is not scripted.
Yeah.
You're not saying
right. Right.
you're gonna
No.
win today.
No.
You guys are gonna win. This is not the WWE.
No.
Right.
Not at all.
So you're saying that they're like kind of on the same level or on the same route?
They're on the same path.
Okay. Is it because what brought UFC to light was a television deal?
There you go.
That's what bought it. Spike TV
Absolutely.
came in, did Ultimate Fighting Championship, and then it blew up from there.
Right.
So you're saying they are on Fight TV now, and that is the platform, that's the path that's going to put them on the same level?
Absolutely. You got you got WWE on Fight Pass,
Yeah.
on Fight,
Yeah.
Fight TV. You've got MMA on Fight TV. And now you've got pillow fighting on Fight TV.
Right.
That alone should say a statement in itself.
We're probably what you call a gateway sport to MMA, because first, if you were a kid, you could you did pillow fight. If you were a kid, every kid pillow fights,
Right.
and then from there they'll start wrestling and doing other stuff. But in our case, we formalized pillow fighting.
Right.
We made it more interesting with the pillows, the pillowcases, the combat pillows we call them, and then the rules, and then of course we're paying people.
Yeah.
And we're going to pay them a lot more.
Right.
I mean, the prize money is going to go way up as we get more eyeballs, more sponsors, spectators.
Right.
There's no end to it, and we see a worldwide business.
Yeah, as the business model grows, of course, the money will be there, and then
Yeah.
the money goes, and everybody wins at the end. The fighter gets more pay, you get more sponsors, and things like that. Now, those who've never seen it, those who don't know anything about it, and all they're seeing is two guys going at it. Break down for me, Rob. How do you win these fights? What are we looking at? Who's to win? How do you win? Is it by points, knockout? What is it?
So it is by points. Like I said, we changed the rules a little bit to encourage more hitting. So there are certain points awarded for certain hits. So a hit to the head is 2 points, or as a hit to the torso is 1 point. If you have a signature 360 move, if you make that and you connect cleanly, that's 3 points.
Right.
If you're able to knock someone down, that's 5 points. Then there's also penalties, right? Should you accidentally strike them with any part of your body, right? We'll take a point. We'll give a warning at first, but we'll take a point away. If it continues, then we'll disqualify you, right? Because you don't want anybody getting hurt, right? So there's no need for that. All right. So the rules, is what gives it some structure, right? And people follow that and trying to win their bout. The matches are 3 rounds, 90 seconds with a 45-second break. And I will tell you that sometimes even at the end of round 1, you'll see trained fighters
Gassed out.
You can see they're tired, they've slowed down, and by the 3rd round, you can definitely
They're completely
see that.
off.
Right.
So you mentioned the point system. Just to touch on something, you mentioned the point system. Boxing, MMA, you have a 10-point must system.
Right.
So here you can actually get 13, 15 points in one round.
That's right.
So it actually goes.
So that'll determine then, the winner at the end of the 3 rounds, the person with the most points.
Gotcha.
And this is a tournament style type of event, right?
So
There's
now,
a bracket.
So this is the first time actually with PFC Pound Down, PFC 3, that it's actually going to be a bracketed event, right? So we'll have, I think it's 16 fighters that will compete that evening. Now those are going to be the first 3 fights. There'll be a total of 4 fights. Well, if you get into the championship fight, there'll be a total of 4 fights, right? So the first 3 will be a little shorter. There'll only be 2 rounds. We want them to have some energy when they get to that championship round, and then that'll be 3 rounds. And then from there, there's a $5,000 purse at stake, both for men and women.
Wow.
So, and from what I understand, that's compared to what some other professional fights offer, particularly in the beginning stages
Of their careers, absolutely.
right. That this is pretty significant.
That is very significant.
I had someone say to me tonight that tried out, that kind of blew me away. Right. She came up to me and she said, "This very much in earnest." She says, she fights MMA. She knows the danger that's involved. She gets paid for that, but she really appreciates the fact that we have a purse, right? We're paying you. You're getting paid just to show up as well if you're going to compete, right? And she said, I really appreciate that. Not only can I make some money, right, and take care of my family, but I don't have to worry about getting seriously injured, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about concussions and things like that. And that really, she was very, I think to use her words, very grateful for that.
Yeah.
And that was really nice to hear that, right? The people kind of look at it that way. That's great.
Have you guys ever had anybody get hurt doing this?
So our injuries have been limited to, right, the arm that you use for holding the pillow, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've had a dislocated.
Our first injury was our ring boy. We actually had a ring boy. He was just like a nut, and he got. We were short on fighters for PFC 2,
one of
right?
the fighters didn't show up for PFC 2, right? So we needed a
PFC 2,
fighter.
so we said, we need a fighter, and was like, you.
Get in there.
Right.
And he wanted to get in, but he's a surfer. He had a history of dislocating his shoulder, and when he went to swing, he got off center, and boom,
And just
and his shoulder popped out.
That was more like a pre-existing condition, so...
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay, so you're good.
But
I'm using medical
But
terms
it's
too.
funny. Yeah, I see that.
We were in that PFC 1 and 2. We also used about a 3-pound pillow, and we've since gone to 1.5 pounds. So what's happened is it's a little lighter. I think
And the
that
swings
won't
are
happen
faster.
again. The swings are going to be a lot faster.
Yeah.
And
you
it
probably won't
won't
get as
tire
tired
the
as quickly.
fighter out as much, which will keep the fight going all through all 3 rounds, because the fighters do get gassed. And it's amazing that 4.5 minutes of fighting just exhausts you, but it does.
I think what happens is, because I've seen it firsthand, I think what happens is that they think they see a pillow, and they're like, oh, let's just go all out, then they don't realize, I got to start breathing on this thing. So,
right.
I can see that.
That's what
But that goes and Steve, man, I want to sit down with you and figure out while I want to figure out the business side of where you're going with this. I'm more fascinated by that. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, fightpfc.com, January 29th in Miami, Florida. Fight TV, go get your pay-per-view. You're going to see something that's amazing. No doubt about it. Something brand new, sweeping the world. You got to check it out. But here's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the longevity of it, because I'm fascinated with PFC versus the pro MMA Florida community. PFC versus the amateur Florida MMA community. And I honestly feel that if they would just drop down, and I'm talking about the amateur world of MMA, if they could just put their ego to the side for just 1 second and learn out of a page out of PFC, I think the growth of MMA, and I'm putting this on the record, the growth of MMA would be so much better.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Because there's not a business side to amateur MMA. And if they were treated like an entertainment as opposed to, you know, a sport that they're trying to figure out already, then I think it'll grow. So here's what I'm saying. 5 years from now, you've done PFC 3, you've done 4, you've done 5, you've done 6, you've done 7.
Mm-hmm.
Till when? When is the mark to say, you know what, we've made it? Like, we have taken pillow fighting to the next level. Where do you see that? Do you have a vision for that? Where do you see PFC in 5 years from now?
Well, the cool thing about pillow fighting that we discovered is that we can go worldwide almost overnight, and that's actually what we're doing. We created PFC Kids. PFC Kids is basically PFC for kids, pillow fighting. We insert that into a dojo, fight school. We come in with a box full of pillows, signage, stickers, some sign-ups, the website obviously. Now Fight School has pillow fighting, and they can immediately start marketing that and get little kids that will come in. Maybe they're afraid to do jiu-jitsu or, you know, their parents, and they start off pillow fighting.
Huh.
And then from there, their membership increases, and then they bring them into
So sort of
jiu-jitsu
add that to
and-
their curriculum, if they will.
Yeah, what's the difference?
Yeah.
I mean, kids, and because there's a lot of aspects of pillow fighting. You're getting in a ring and you're fighting. You got to control your energy so you can get through the rounds and
Yeah.
and the physical effort of it, and also you're going full at it. All MMA, almost all of it, I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to practice, you're practicing. You're not really fighting. I mean, jiu-jitsu you do, right?
Yeah.
You go in there,
Yeah.
but you're not doing pound downs
Yeah.
with your fist. But with pillow fighting, you could do a pound down every single fight.
Yeah.
And you walk away and you don't have a bruise on you. It actually hurts a little bit, but 10
Right.
minutes later it doesn't hurt anymore. You're not bruised. See some of these fighters 2 hours after the MMA matches and you don't recognize them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
I see this going two ways. I see this going from a way of entertainment and a way to making a professional sport out of it. Now, I don't know if the world is ready to take a thing like pillow fighting and make it a professional sport. But you know what I say? I say, look at tag. Kid sport that we used to play, now on ESPN, making millions of dollars, and it's
Cornhole.
tag.
Yeah.
You have cornhole, it's $1 million sport.
There you
I
go.
mean, it's unbelievable.
You know, when I saw that TV show on Netflix that made millions of dollars around the world, and it's red light, green light, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
You know, they call it what? Squid Games.
Right.
Squid Games is literally red light, green light, 1, 2, 3.
Right.
And that's why I know that you came in at a right time.
Yeah.
Like the timing is perfect. You've got all these kid games, tag the movie. You know, and then adding pillow fighting, it couldn't. Your timing couldn't be any better, right? So you mix the timing with making it professional. Now, when I say professional, I put a post out on Facebook, and everybody's like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, it's not, right? And so I'm like, "Well, wait a minute." You know, let me tell you why it's professional. And I'm gonna tell you, the MMA guys are hardcore because they believe in that sport. That is a bug that people have with MMA. You know, they just don't let it go, right? It's they want to eat, breathe, drink, sleep it. So they question the professionalism. Now, again, what they don't know, they're gonna, just like the UFC crowd in UFC 1. It was all booze until the consistency of the fights, the events, made them change their mind, because it was something that they love to see. Right now, everybody loves to see UFC. Right, it's 290 something number. So with PFC, right now the way I see it is that this is your third show. Right, you still haven't reached the pinnacle of what you can do with this. You talked about putting it into schools and dojos, making for school enrollment, which would be amazing for that. Maybe selling the pillows as a product itself, and maybe selling it one day, walk into Walmart and I can find a pillow and buy it from there.
That's part of the plan.
Yeah, so
That's part of
So
the
our
plan.
merchandising.
So talk about merchandising. What is that?
Well, it'll be selling the pillows. I mean, the pillows they'll be online, maybe on Amazon, maybe at Walmart. But our plan really right now is to go with the PFC Kids, to get that started.
Yeah.
Because that's actually it's just a worldwide effort. But we don't have. It's like McDonald's, but we don't have to find the location. The locations are there.
Yeah.
There's already an instructor there, the trainer, the school, and they have the discipline, and they're teaching the honor and everything. The fight schools are the best people in the world to deal with.
Yeah.
And if I could just add to that a little bit, we actually had a dojo that brought this to their kids, and they filmed it for us, and they sent us the clip. And these kids were so excited about doing this. They all had a smile on their face. They wanted to do it. They'd have a couple fight. They'd say, "Who wants to go next?" They'd all raise their hand. Me, pick me.
Unbelievable.
I mean, they had a blast. So that's gonna.
Yuri Villafort with Indio Dojo.
Indio Dojo, yeah.
He's in Delray Beach.
Yeah.
He's
well-known fighter.
So we've gotten
Him
a
and his
great
brother,
response in that area.
And I
already.
guess it gives confidence to these little kids too, that they don't have to start off with a sport that's actually maybe going to hurt them. They might be intimidated, so they start off with the pillow fighting and then probably ease into the.
Imagine
jiu-jitsu.
you're a 5-year-old kid and you're aware of UFC and you see that, and then your dad comes in and says, "Hey son, I'm going to go put you in an MMA school."
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk. Let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about your relationship with Fight TV. How did that happen? How did you get to where probably one of the biggest platforms? How do you go from nothing, from starting something fresh to going to the highest pay-per-view company there is in fighting? How did that happen?
We got real lucky. I mean, so we have two guys. Mark Keys, who's our head of digital.
Okay.
He was with WWE for 8 years.
Wow.
He knew the people at Fight. Gary Jaffe, who actually used to work with me at the Box, Video Jukebox Network in Miami,
Wow.
35 years ago. He's our VP of content. And they both knew the people at Fight. So we made a little progress. They made a phone call, and then they said, Fight said, absolutely,
We'll put you guys
let's do
on.
it. Yeah.
Steve says a little progress. Okay, so we had one of our videos that within 24 hours had 1 million views, and today is up over 3 million views, and we have amassed over 10 million views within I think a 60-day period.
Yeah, and that's actually on our own site.
That's where this really started to take off. And we always said we knew we had something here, and that just proved it. After two events, the type of response that we have gotten, and some of these videos going viral has just been mind-blowing. We've been interviewed by news organizations literally all over the world. UK, Canada, India, New Zealand, Brazil, and of course many here in the United States. We've been featured
we
in the
did
New York Post,
BBC,
CNN, Fox.
And now you're doing Putemup podcast, probably.
And now we're doing Putemup podcast.
All
So
the
now
great
we know
ones
we're
in
definitely
the
heading in the
Wait,
right direction.
This podcast is going to be on Fight TV this week,
Awesome.
if you'll give them the right.
Shout
'cause they asked
out,
for it.
shout out to VP Keith Evans. I know that.
Yeah, you know them already, so,
He's an amazing guy.
Yeah.
Doing amazing things with Fight TV. I mean, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They definitely are knowing what they're doing in the fight world, and rightly so. It's called Fight for a reason, right? It's called Fight for a reason.
Yeah.
So, is this show set up to where it's just pay-per-view, or can you buy a ticket to see the show? Can you buy it?
You cannot buy a ticket, not yet.
It's simply pay-per-view.
Hopefully in the future that'll be part of our revenue. We'll be in a stadium somewhere or a small arena.
Okay.
We'll start there, and if we can get people to buy a ticket, then we'll do that, and we'll probably keep doing the pay-per-view for a while. Hopefully forever.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to.
Yeah.
Sponsors, big sponsors. We think we'll have big sponsors. We're already working on a reality show, which is the other kind of secret thing that I'll tell you.
Okay.
We've got
Not
big
secret
Hollywood.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Putemup podcast right here.
Reality pillow fighting TV show.
We've got a major Hollywood production company that contacted us about a month and a half ago, and they said we want to take a look at this, and we're moving.
Wow.
That
is good. That is good.
And,
it's amazing how this has progressed, right? When you look back at it and you go, hey, you started with you and your brother. I guess your brother had the idea, and then you guys came to, you teamed up with Rob, and you built with Gary, and then you started building your team, and then you started realizing that the team that's supporting you are a bunch of people who have proven themselves in the industry. Is the right team to build this, right?
Yeah.
So with that being said, I'm sure you're probably getting hit with a whole bunch of directions. Hey, we should do this, we should do that, we should do this, we should do that. And I guess at the end of the day, you figure out where PFC is going, whether it be pay-per-view based, whether it be let's sell tickets at a big arena. Will it be just in Florida, or you plan to move it in other states?
Definitely, yeah.
You do.
Our
So
our next event probably be Memphis, Tennessee, in
wow.
FedEx Stadium there.
Yeah.
That's where we're going next.
Well, make sure you take the matchmaker with you, man, because I know that brother's doing a hell of a job. He's doing a great job.
He's doing a pretty good job for us so far.
There's a lot of work to put, as you know, to put on the events. I mean, to get 30 fighters together, and where do you find?
That's
30
probably been the
fighters
most challenging part of
South
this.
Florida,
Right.
You know?
Right.
But
as the time goes by and people start recognizing this, I don't think it'll be that much.
And it'll be easier, yeah.
But
it won't be as challenging.
But you mentioned MMA fighters. I've seen already behind the scenes, because that's what you get from Putemup podcast. You go behind the scenes to get the info. There's bare knuckle fighters as well. Yeah. So it's a variety of fighters.
Yeah, across all disciplines.
You got Brazilian
right.
Jiu-Jitsu practitioners. So it's what I love about it is just that it's not just your standard MMA guy like you do in MMA. Like you gotta be an MMA fighter to do MMA. But in this case with PFC, you could be a BJJ practitioner, an MMA fighter, or capoeira, which I saw as well.
Yeah.
Like that was incredible. So to you, as you see these fighters, because you've done it more, you've seen it yourself. Which out of those styles do you think benefits from PFC? Is it the capoeira guy who's doing all those spinning kicks, jumping around? Is it your MMA guy, your BJJ guy? Who benefits? What style benefits from PFC?
You know. So actually, everybody has their own style,
Right.
and I don't know if there's a certain style, because even amongst boxers, this guy's got this style, this guy's this one, and your MMA fighters are the same way. So that's what's interesting, because there is individuality with their fighting, and you put a pillow in their hand, and all of a sudden this guy has this certain style you never saw it before, like Leo Alves. He was just
doing that capoeira stuff.
Unbelievable.
He's amazing.
He's actually my favorite fighter.
Yeah, he's exciting to watch.
Oh yeah,
he's exciting to watch.
And the other guy, I just met him, and he blew me away.
Yeah.
I mean, watching those two, I'm not sure who's going to win that fight either.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be an amazing fight. That's gonna be an amazing
we
fight.
saw the guys a couple days ago up at Yuri's place.
Yeah.
And we had a practice there, and there was one UFC fighter in there that's just an animal.
Yeah,
and
I saw that.
I can't wait to see him.
Yeah, I saw, and I guess we shouldn't mention the name yet until Fight TV, I guess, but this UFC veteran who's also now a bare knuckle fighting champion guy,
right.
I saw him go like off the walls and
jumped off the wall.
punches, and he was just twisting and turning. I'm like, that's crazy. Like that's entertaining, but it's also being creative, because this
it was effective too. He beat the grip out of this guy.
And are you guys worried about concussions at all? Like that's a lot of pounding and hitting.
It actually hurts, and then about a minute later, it actually feels good. I don't know why.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know if it's a stress relief or something. It hurts. You don't want to get hit.
I've had people call it therapeutic.
Yeah, it does something to you.
Right.
You feel good. You feel.
Well,
good.
I've got one of them in my hands right now. One of the pillows here.
There it is.
You guys can see it. It's about, I'd say, about almost 3 feet, 2.5 feet.
Yeah.
And it has two handles on it, 2 handles.
It has got some handles, and it's not as dense.
There's
You want me to hit you?
But-
Can I
but
hit you in
my-
the face?
Oh wow, not me, brother.
Because I'll be happy to hit you.
Damn.
And we do it all the
See,
time.
that was for you. For me, with my little
You're
Brazilian
gonna take the
jiu-jitsu.
sunglasses off.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. with
So
me.
I mean, obviously you're gonna hit somebody with this, and it's pretty dense. You're gonna, get hit back. I saw some guys swinging in the back, and you haul, you swing. These edges here or anything, I mean, it could something, either
Scratch?
cut you, could just scratch you.
We haven't.
We
had
actually
that.
had that happen where someone did get kind of hit across the
because I
face.
could
Well, we
see.
saw one
Yeah,
guy where it
across
buzzed
the-
his nose, but he had really white skin. He was just one of these
Oh, wow.
snowflakes.
Right.
And so it got red, and then about 5 minutes later, it was gone.
It was gone.
Yeah.
Because I could see these. I mean, you hit it, enough. I could see. Maybe
Listen,
something.
you could do some damage with that.
You could,
It's
man.
basically what you're saying, and I think that's what it's all about.
All right. There you
It's
go.
making some
So again, that ripstop nylon, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Other materials that we've tried does not give it that same pop like
Yeah.
this does, right?
Well, I tell you, man, you hit me
so
with
that's an
that pillow,
important
you
part
better
of
run. I'm telling you right now. You hit me with a pillow, you better run, because I can't take it. I can't do it. I don't want to get hit in the
The
face.
original ones we started with, you could buy them at Bed Bath & Beyond. They're Wamsuta.
Oh, is that right?
Really?
$250 a piece pillows.
Okay.
Hey,
And they're
go.
awesome to sleep on.
Yeah.
They were a little too heavy though, and that's why we went with the foam fill.
And you guys obviously went through
we
various.
had
I
100
can tell you how
different
many,
kinds of pillows.
really,
Again,
pillows
even-
and pillowcases and
we got
handles and-
my pillow that we bought.
Yeah.
Pillow Guy actually, which we actually have a deal with Pillow Guy.
Right.
Be a
Which are
sponsor
awesome
for our
pillows,
next
by the
event.
way. Pillow.
Awesome.
All right. You got
Pillow
that.
Guy.
Pillow
Pillow
guy.
Guy.
He's got a website, pillowguy.com, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yeah, exactly
Yeah,
right.
Pillow
That's
Guy.
correct. Yep.
That's
And,
going to be one of the sponsors. That's
they did.
great.
And what told you guys? All right, this is the one we're staying with. After all the different variations you had.
The feathers would group in the bottom. The centrifugal force at the end of the fight, or during the fight, would push it down, and it would make the pillowcase a little too floppy.
Right.
Or even floppy. We don't want it floppy at all, because when you do that, you can cross pillows and then wrap up with each
Okay.
other. You probably saw that before.
Gotcha.
So the foam fills it up. It doesn't compress. It's not too heavy. We'll never stop tweaking it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Even when we've got a little pillow, actually a little pillowcase, a little
Right.
combat pillowcase for kids that we're developing. We did think about color. Well, they are color coded, but they're not weight color coded.
Right.
So to say that the black pillow in the future, we might have this is like you have a black belt
Right.
and a brown belt.
Yeah.
We might have, this is a black pillow fight.
Right.
This thing is weighs
Main
5
event.
pounds,
Right.
and I mean,
So
if
there's
if
no-
it hits you, you're in trouble.
So
Yeah.
it's the same pillow for the 200-pound guy than the 150-pound guy, and is it
Yeah.
the same pillow for the man and for the woman?
Right now it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Right
Yeah.
now it is. We may change that, but yeah, right now it is.
Yeah, it
All
continues to evolve. Like
Yeah.
so, the rules too, for that matter, right?
Yeah.
So we
Just like the
continue to-
gloves of MMA, not to compare again MMA with pillow fighting championships, but the glove when you first started wasn't the same as the glove you have now in MMA. I mean, the
Yeah.
branding, the companies, the vendors have changed their style of gloves, and so it's an evolution with the pillow as well. For me, it's not just with the pillow, it's with the event itself. Now, again, you're probably going to say, damn it, Frank, let go of this conversation already, man. The guy has already said that, 5 years from now, he sees this in the dojos, he sees this in Walmart. But I'm an MMA guy, man, who collects stats for the whole state of Florida. And I'm comparing the UFC with you guys because of how you're handling it. You're doing everything right. It's all falling into place. The timing, the staff,
Yeah.
the social media, it's all
Frank,
coming into place.
If I could comment on it,
Yeah.
I want to say something. Steve and I have said this to each other the past year and a half. It just seems like things are happening at the right time for
Yeah.
us, right? Doors opening up just at the right time. And it has been this way since we
Yeah,
started.
it's kind of weird.
It's been
Yeah.
kind of weird.
Very
Yeah,
weird.
yeah. Just
Yeah.
how things just are happening at the right time. I mean, call it serendipity, fate. I don't know, but
You guys are doing it the
we've
right
been
way.
pretty
But-
fortunate
but-
so far. So,
But Rob, from an entertainment point of view, I think you guys are doing it the right way. Now, if you're the hardcore fighter who wants to see this elevated, then there's some things that you haven't addressed. There's some things, conversations that you haven't had. But then that, again, falls on you guys to which direction you want to go to. Do you want to take it from an entertainment point of view, or do you want to take it from a sports professional point of view? Because reality is that you've got to decide and figure out which way to go, because you can't do both. You can't do both. You either got to be entertaining, or you got to make this into a true professional sport type of thing. And when I say true professional sport, no disrespect, what I mean is that things got to change. Like, do you guys sanction these events? And is there in order for it to be professional, you have to bring it in front of a board member, right? You have to bring it from the Florida Boxing Commission, let's say. You have to bring it in from the Florida State, and you got to present your case. Because aren't you guys worried that somebody, you're going to get so big, and mark my words, they will, because this is amazing stuff, but you're going to get so big that you're going to have that guy in the audience go, wait a minute, they're hitting people with pillows, man. If there was a break-in in your house at 3 o'clock in the morning, and some guy went into your bedroom, and he's about to beat you up, what's the first thing you would grab? shit, I'd grab a pillow. And I would knock this guy out with a pillow, right? I would go like, try me, brother. Bam! You know?
Make sure you got a roll of quarters in your pillow.
Absolutely.
I'm going to grab what's under my pillow.
Exactly. Right.
Hey,
But me being a juice guy, pillow fighter, boom, I grab. And that's probably what a pillow fighter would do if he was. Absolutely. Let me grab that pillow because I'm well good with the pillow. But now it becomes a weapon. So are you worried about people saying you're getting away with hitting people with a weapon? Because that, if you can cause damage to somebody with something in your hand, no matter what it is, it's a weapon. What are your thoughts on that, and how do you see it?
Hold on. Let's hold on 1 second.
Before he answers, another commercial break.
We have got to go and pay some bills.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry. Hey,
I was
everybody,
going at
make
it.
sure you listen to us on PuteMupPodcast.com. Go on Apple. Go on Spotify. You can always catch our episodes. But we will be right back.
Be right back, people.
It's the Putemup Podcast with your host, Frank Morejon.
I don't understand what's going on here. I'm fighting with my eyes.
What?
It's the Putemup Podcast with your host, Frank Morejon.
I don't understand what's going on here. I'm fighting with my eyes.
Welcome back, everybody. Put 'em Up Podcast. Check us out on anywhere you get your podcasts, and follow us, subscribe, click on all our social media channels, Instagram, Facebook. But ladies and gentlemen, we're talking today with FightPFC.com, Pillow Fighting Championships. They have an event on January 29th here in Miami Lakes, Florida, and it's going to be on Fight TV. You can buy your pay-per-view if you go to FightPFC.com. You can get everything from right there, one source, get it all from there. This is not a buying ticket event, so you can't go to the event. It's only going to be on pay-per-view, but trust me when I tell you, it's going to be amazing. We left off with
sanctioning.
So, real quick, Rob.
Right.
What's the difference between that?
All right. So, as you know, with boxing and MMA, the reason these are sanctioned sports, right, is because of the
combat.
the combat, right, the injuries there, right. People can get seriously hurt, right. You have to have medical staff, present, all those things, so that you have the best interests of the fighters, right.
Right.
And we do too. We're not considered a sanctioned sport. As a matter of fact, we had someone, Bart Vale, which you may be familiar with, 10th degree black belt, Kempo Karate. He's been in this industry for a very long time.
Yeah,
some people
fighting.
might have even said, that's right, shoot fighting, which is some may even say was the precursor to MMA, right? Yeah. So Bart actually reached out on our behalf to the Florida Boxing Commission to find out and ensure that we're not a sanctioned event. We do not need to be a sanctioned event, because we're using pillows and there is no no serious injury, right, that can result from hitting with pillows, right? Unlike bare knuckle fighting or boxing or MMA fighting.
Right. So Bart Vale, man, you can't get any better than that. He was actually in Extreme Fighting Championships. He was going to fight Renzo Gracie back when the UFC was the UFC, when doing UFC 1, 2, and 3. He was going to fight Renzo Gracie. That match didn't take place because he got injured in the fight before, because he had to fight 8 fights that night, and he got to 4, and he got his concussion and all this other stuff. But he is legit.
Great guy too.
And great guy, Southwest State Street in Miami, man. He's hardcore, brother. Shoot fighting, and he was, I guess, the first American to go to Japan.
That's right.
To do shoot fighting.
That's right. That's right. And he wound up beating his instructor.
That's exactly right.
That's
I know my homework, brother's bad.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Fight
And that's
PFC.
what you get when you get a data guy. You ask him one question, you tell him one name, and he goes into the data. So that's what you get.
That's what I do.
All right, and that's what you get at Putemup
Right
Podcast.
That's what behind the scenes stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, Fight PFC. Steve, if they want, if you need sponsors, if people looking at this right now go, hey, I want to sponsor that event, who do I call? What contact information I have? What would you say?
Yeah, best thing, you just go to the website, www.fightpfc.com. Our social media is all at FightPFC, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. It's all the same, at FightPFC. And get in touch with us, please.
And they can reach out to us through the website.
Right.
There's
And anybody who wants to fight, wants to be
Yeah, you still
Fighter
looking for
sign-ups,
fighters?
absolutely. We've got a fighter
Okay.
sign-up page. We definitely want as many fighters as we can get.
Yeah.
And
So you're keeping a
that's it. It's all
database
there.
for the next show?
That's
the
right.
next show,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
keep that database?
That's right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Especially as we move out of Florida, we've had quite a few. Literally
we've
from
got-
all over the country.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I had a guy just the other day reached out from the UK.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's right. So,
Very cool.
All right,
Next up,
cool.
UK.
Rob, last words. What you got?
FightPFC.com, January 29th, PFC Pound Down. This is going to be our biggest event yet. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've got some great fighters. We're looking forward to these fights. Check it out. I think you're going to be surprised at what you see.
Not for nothing. I love the name Pound Down.
Yeah.
I think you guys did a great job with that.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Amazing job. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here, man. On behalf of Steve Williams, Rob, and Mr. Patrick, we want to thank you for joining the Putemup podcast. Check it out, Fight PFC, January 29th on Fight TV. Buy your pay-per-view, ladies and gentlemen. Boom. We'll see you then.
It's the Putemup podcast with your host, Frank Morejon.
I don't understand what's going on here. I'm fighting with my eyes.
What?
It's the Putemup podcast with your host, Frank Morejon.
I don't understand what's going on here. I'm fighting with my eyes.
Welcome back, everybody. Putemup podcast. Subscribe, like, do all that good stuff on social media, man. Check us out. Ladies and gentlemen, this can continue on. You heard about PFC from the VPs and the CEO. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the fighters. Pat, what you got?
We've got two of the premier fighters that are going to headline or be part of the card on January 29th. We have got Staff Sergeant Eric Treadle from the U.S. Army, and we've got Sergeant E5 Vince Edmey from the United States Marine Corps. Gentlemen, welcome to our show, and thank you for your service.
Coming by, man. We're greatly appreciative of you guys hanging out with us today. All right, so let's talk about this, man. Let's get this out of the way. Pillow Fighting Championships. First of all, is it new to you guys? Let me start off with Vince first. Vince, is this something new? How did you get started? How you got into it? Give me a real quick intro on that.
You know, so this is not new at all. So it's not new to me at all. When I first was approached, I was approached by one of the members of Pillow Fighting Championship. And then they pretty much called us and said, hey, you guys want a pillow fight? And they talked to another Marine before, and they're like, Marines don't pillow fight. Then I was tasked with getting in contact with this guy and helping him with what he needed to get done. So pretty much, long story short, spoke to him about what was going to happen. And I fought. I loved it, and it was actually a really good experience for me.
When was that? How long ago was that you?
To be honest, I think it was like November.
Really?
About November.
Okay.
PFC 2.
And that was held where?
That was in Delray Beach.
Delray Beach.
Yes, sir.
And how'd you do that there?
How'd I do? Well,
Yes.
To be honest, I would challenge everybody to go on YouTube, watch the video, and they can tell me how I did. I took an L that day, but it is what it is.
You don't feel like you did. All right, so we got a little redemption coming up. We've also got with us, like I said, Staff Sergeant Eric Treadle from the U.S. Army. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us. How'd you get started? How'd you get approached? What do you think of pillow fighting? Did you, like everybody else, did you say, what? Pillow fighting? Are you serious? Did you say that?
No. At first I thought it was a joke because I've never heard of it.
Right.
And some of my colleagues like to mess with me. But it sounded awesome. I wasn't approached at first. My colleague was. He didn't want to do it because he was a little afraid of getting knocked out. But I thought it'd be a great opportunity to do it because I've never done it. I've done boxing, taekwondo, and this was something I've never got to do. So
it was a nice little challenge, a little refreshing pace. This is different.
Yeah.
This is different from
absolutely.
anything. And the guy's done boxing and taekwondo, and now he's doing so. This is different. So what I think, the common denominator with everything that we've seen with pillow fighting is that everybody has to be at least athletic.
Yeah.
If you're not athletic doing this, you're gonna gas out.
Well, let me go a little bit deeper, man. I want to go a little bit deeper. I want to go deeper into the mindset of these two gentlemen. First, Marine Corps. How long have you served so far?
I've been in the Marine Corps for 7 years, going on 8.
7 years. How much did you sign up for? What's your contract like?
How much did I sign
Yeah,
up for?
like-
How long for?
So how the contracts work is 4-year terms. So
4-year terms.
By 4 years in the Marine Corps. And I mean, I'm on my second enlistment right now.
Okay.
Definitely going on my third.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
And where are you stationed at?
You're welcome.
Where are you stationed at?
I am currently in Delray Beach. I'm a Marine Corps recruiter for Palm Beach County.
Right.
So that's what I do right now.
Okay.
I'm in Delray.
Okay, so you got about one more year left in your 4-year contract, and then you're gonna re-up. And are you planning to change MOS? You want to stay in the same MOS? What is your? Are you gonna be a lifer? Stay in the military? For retire in the military, or do you have plans to leave the service and do your own business, or what are your plans for the next
Or become a
10
professional
years?
pillow fighting champion.
I mean,
become a next
hey,
PFC
becoming
champ.
a professional pillow fighter. Hey, that's definitely unexpected, but I'll take it. Hey, what we say is take it 4 years at a time.
Okay.
Do I plan to be in the Marine Corps as long as possible? As long as possible, yes.
All right.
As long as possible.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of factors
So-
go into that.
So I mean, if an opportunity presents itself, I'll definitely take that opportunity to advance myself, and no matter what that may be.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love it. So
Great.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
You asked me, do I plan on staying in this MOS?
Yeah.
So recruiting is what you call a secondary job, I guess you can say, just to keep it in layman's terms. My primary job, I'm an engineer, but the job, like my B billet, that's what they call it. I'm a recruiter. I love it, and to be honest, if I could stay a recruiter, I would. But in order to become a career recruiter, you got to be a staff sergeant. I'm only sergeant in the Marine Corps.
Yeah. So when you say engineer, that classifies as anything. You want to get specific on what engineering is, or what you are classified as when you say engineer. That's broad. Is there a specific thing that you do in the military besides recruiting? What is it that when push comes to shove, and it's wartime, and they say, you know what? Let's get Sergeant Vince in here. What are we expected for Sergeant Vince to do for your military?
UT,
service?
bro.
Okay.
So that's what I am. What I do is we're live, so
But you go ahead and curse if you want. You say what you got to say.
No, basically, the best way I can explain it, I'm an engineer.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah,
Fuck, maybe I'm saying it wrong. Maybe I'm asking.
I don't know.
fucking shit wrong.
But for all you civilians out there,
You know what I'm
and
saying?
Frank is showing off with his MOS and all that.
No.
Okay?
I'm just saying.
It's just where the guy works.
Well, guess what?
It's where the guy works. All right.
Let me
So
look-
for us civilians,
But can I say
That's what it
something?
is.
Can I say something? I'm biased, right? Because I served my country as well, and I served it.
I've thanked him a million times. Also.
but
you're in the military?
Absolutely. And I served 4 years at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. And when somebody tells me, I was an engineer. So as an engineer, somebody tells me, what do you do as your MOS? And I say, I'm an engineer. Next thing they go, okay, that could be anything. Like, what did you do in the military?
That's 13 Bravo?
And no, it's 83 Echo. So my 83 Echo was, I was the guy who made the maps for the Rangers and the Airbornes to invade certain areas. I was the guy who got the airplane, took the pictures from above, took it to the van, had to develop the pictures, put it in what we call strippers. Not that type of shit, because I know where this guy, where he's been. But I'm just saying. So we would strip the map and everything, and then we'll put it out so it becomes a real map, so that you can see what's actually there when you fight. So
Speaking
as an
strippers,
engineer, that's what I was doing. So so when you say engineer, I was thinking, okay, is there a certain classification with an engineer? But
So I am a UT engineer.
now tell them everybody what's a UT.
So mainly utilities engineer.
Right.
And the thing is, though, because the Marine Corps is so small, we do a lot of cross training. So I know that I've done things with bulk fuel. So I've worked with them. When I deployed overseas, I was doing construction.
There you go.
So
Okay.
we do a lot of cross training. So all engineers do a little bit of every single other
gotcha,
engineer's job.
gotcha.
Yeah, that's what I was
That's
getting
why.
at. That's what I was getting at.
Okay.
And so let's transform that or transfer that into the Army side.
All right. Yeah.
Right?
So I want to give my
So
man Eric here a chance.
what's your MOS? What is your?
Do they call it MOS in the Army too?
Yep. They
All
call
right.
it. 25
Show off.
uniform. That's dealing with any type of computers, radios for all the vehicles. If there's computers in a building, I take care of all the stacks, everything, all the cables that run in there. And when there's a tank that needs the communications in there. I set it up. I put it in there. Make sure nothing can get leaked out. All of it is crypt and everything ready to go for our team to go out there.
So it's radio versus recruiter, and guys gonna go into this ring and you're gonna battle it out between you two to see who's the best PFC fighter. And let me just say, there's $5,000 on the line.
There is $5,000 on the line.
So one of you guys are walking away with $5,000, right? Now, I know that the animosity between you two, I can cut it with a knife.
You can cut that tension with a knife.
With a knife, man. I mean, Army versus Marines. As you know, Vince I've met him for the last 10 minutes, and the brother is strong on his beliefs. He's strong in his character. He's a blue belt in BJJ. You know, he has that martial arts training. And he's coming to win, brother. He's coming to win.
Hey.
He's
my man Eric has been in boxing and Taekwondo and...
What?
I'm just saying, bro. Don't leave my man Eric aside,
listen,
bro.
We're Army guys, right? We got to stick together, right? We're Army
I'm just saying.
Army.
Do not leave my man
Eric. We roll. We got to stick together.
We got to stick together. But you know what? I want to ask you guys, I wanted to get your military background and your careers and everything else. And later on, what we'll do is hopefully we get some people who are listening in and maybe they want to join the Marines. If they want to join, we'll get all your information out there so that they can do that with Eric as well, just in case you want to get some social media stuff out there. But let's do that after this break. Let's do it after the show, and then we'll come right back.
We'll be right back.
Boom! We'll be right back.
It's the Putemup Podcast with your host, Frank Mordeholm.
I don't understand what's going on here. I'm fighting with my eyes.
What?
It's the Putemup Podcast with your host, Frank Mordeholm.
I don't understand what's going on here.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Putemup Podcast. Check it out, all social media channels, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Click, subscribe, do all that 9 yards. Ladies and gentlemen, we're still here with two amazing fighters that are going to be at PFC on January 29th. Check them out at fightpfc.com. We got Marine versus Army.
Marine
versus Army, ladies and gentlemen. And if
yes.
you guys haven't seen Vince already fight, he has already fought for us fought for PFC for a while now, and he did some great stuff, man. And you're pretty hard on yourself, but I seen that fight, man, and you were aggressive. I mean, you were knocking this guy's head off. So I hopefully you come back with that same aggression, Pat.
Well, I mean, you know. And I want to know if Eric is prepared for that, seeing that Vince has already been.
Have you seen his fights? Have you seen him fight?
Yeah, he showed me the video last time I met him.
Okay.
Fight was pretty good.
Yeah.
You're not scared?
No.
All right. So
he lost.
So I mean, what's
that's true too.
All right. So what's the strategy here? I mean, how are we gonna get at him? The guy's got some experience. He knows how to handle the pillow. At this point, it's Marine versus Army.
Yeah, but Army just threw a jab, man. Didn't you hear him? He said he lost. It's like, what he's got to be worried about?
Yeah, exactly. He's bragging about a loss.
Yeah, bragging about a loss. Vince, what you got, man? I mean, come on now.
So I lost. Now it's going to be his turn to take that L.
Whoa, ladies and gentlemen.
Basically, Vince is saying, Eric, you want to feel how a loss is? Come fight me, brother. That's what he's
that's
saying.
why I'm here. I'm not going to lose.
What?
There's no reason for me to be here if I'm going to lose.
Oh, man. Okay.
All right. So now this is getting a little bit serious, and now the guys. And there's money involved. So when there's money involved, everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to win. Okay? The man has done, boxing and Taekwondo, pretty agile. You did BJJ. How are you going to put all this thing together? I mean, the guy's going to come agile at you, swinging from every side. What are you going to do there?
So the biggest thing I know, and it takes a lot of cardio. So when you roll, that requires a lot of cardio.
Right.
And it requires a lot of thinking. I have two ring names. I have Tasmanian Devil and I have Short Fuse.
Okay.
Tasmanian Devil is because when I first started, wrestling and doing jiu-jitsu, I go crazy without thinking.
Wow.
And Short Fuse was those little spurts of energy that came afterwards.
Okay.
So it's the same thing. I feel like with the pillow fighting, even though it is a pillow fight,
right?
But just being able to be aggressive,
right?
But also think about what your opponent's doing.
Okay.
So I feel like that's where Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu can really help you with the pillow fighting.
Okay. So that Tasmanian is going to come out, and he's coming after you.
Eric, what you going to do?
All right. He's going to work like that, but I'm going to take it slow. I'm going to just see what his techniques at the beginning first round is. Second round, that's it. There's no more rounds than that.
Oh, Jesus.
This is a 2-round fight, ladies and gentlemen.
Jesus Christ. Did
2 rounds.
Did my Army
2 rounds.
Did my Army brother
Yeah, he
just
did.
say
He did.
he's
Take him
gonna-
out. He's gonna take out.
Hold on. Did he just say that I'm gonna take it slow? Is that what he said? Because
also
let
said
me
he's gonna
just tell
take him
you,
out in 2 rounds.
if my Army brother is telling me he's gonna take it slow in this match, I'm gonna tell you right now. Not only Vince is gonna hand you the L, but he's probably gonna put it right on your forehead right there. Because let me tell you what I've seen so far. That if you wait for Vince to hit you, you've already lost. You've already lost. Now, please tell me.
That is the second time you talk to my Army buddy like that.
Now, well, let me tell you something. If you got a beef, let's take it out on the ring, brother.
All right.
That's what pillow fighting's all about.
You second time you take it out on my Army buddy.
Well, hey, guess what, man?
All right.
He's a fellow Army guy, and I'm just listen. I'm probably sticking up more for the Marine guy now.
All right.
I just don't like his strategy, man. I don't like his strategy. Please tell me, Eric, that you're gonna change your strategy with Vince. This is a mean machine, fighting machine, brother. This guy is gonna rip your head off. He's gonna rip your head off. You gonna sit there and wait for him to do that?
Yeah. I'm going to wait it out. Just watch
Jesus
his technique.
Christ, he said
I'm going to
that.
watch his technique and
Jesus
crush him
Christ,
right
he
after
said
that.
that.
Man,
You know, the
guy's
funny
gonna
thing
wait
is
for it to
crazy.
come over, and he's
Jesus
gonna.
Christ.
That's it.
You know what Vince is waiting for? Vince is gonna wait for the promoter to say, "Here's your $5,000,
No.
brother."
What?
You know
Here's
what
your
he's waiting
$5,000.
for? It's the booster chair.
No.
He's barely getting up here to see.
Hey, where's the
Mike.
scorekeeper? Where is that
Booster
scorekeeper
chair
right now?
Vince, come on now.
Where is that scorekeeper? Hello?
Vince, how tall are you, man? Address that issue.
4'5", I
First,
bet.
I'm 5'6", but
5'6", no
but-
bigger than Kevin Hart.
So exactly, you know,
Come on
hey,
now.
hey,
You know.
hey, but I'm also black, hey, so I'm gonna leave that. So it is what it is.
It is what it is.
So you're
It is
under
what it
average
is.
right now.
It is.
Oh.
But
Is
you know,
he-
he does a
Did
lot
he just
of.
threaten him with something else
No,
on top
but
of that?
does height
What
really
the
matter,
fuck?
though? Is height gonna matter?
Hey, height doesn't matter. Height
Yeah.
doesn't matter at all. It's about heart.
It's about heart.
And I
Very
definitely
good.
got 100% more heart than this guy.
Man, I know you're more aggressive. I can tell you that much. But Eric, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying, man. You got to step it up. Like, what do you think, Eric? Let me ask you a question. What do you think the fans want to see when you pillow fight? Do you think they want to sit there and watch you wait, or do you want to see them, or you think they want to see you go head to head, toe to toe with this man?
They don't
want to see either. They want to see a knockout.
They want to see a knockout. Can you deliver the knockout?
I think I can.
Uh-oh.
You think
Ah,
you
he
can?
thinks he can.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
shoot!
I think
Hey,
I
hey,
can.
Not
I
only do
think
we
I
have a
can.
second round knockout, a second round win, it's a knockout.
Well, let me ask you, Vince, how close to a knocking this man out you think you can come?
You know, obviously it's a pillow, but I'm definitely gonna try. But
Yeah.
I am gonna get that W. You feel me? That L's not for me. I'm gonna give it to him.
Wow.
I'm gonna take that W. But it is what it is. You know, he talks a lot of smack, but actions speak louder than words. So.
Well, we will find out
We are.
January 29th.
We're
Ladies
looking
and
forward to
gentlemen, if you're going to check this out, it will be on pay-per-view. It will be on Fight TV. If you haven't got your pay-per-view in, go to fightpfc.com and order your pay-per-view.
And
or
I
just go to Fight
suggest
TV.
you guys at least go on YouTube, check out PFC fights, check out Vince's last fight. You guys are going to be surprised.
Yeah, it's
this
gonna
is-
be amazing.
You definitely will be surprised. I'm telling you, just like everything else, when we were approached with this, it wasn't what we think it is. Check it out, guys. These two guys are going to go at it. We're going to have a great time.
Listen, we gotta wrap it up. We gotta wrap it up. But I'm gonna tell you right now, Vince. I know you're a recruiter. I know, brother, you served and you're still serving, of course, in our military. And we thank you again for everything you've done and everything you're about to do with this pillow fighting and knocking this gentleman out. But what's your social media handle? How people can get in contact with you if they wanna figure out what they're doing in their life right now? Some teenagers just getting out of high school said, hey, you know what? I think the Marines is for me. How do they contact you?
Okay, so how you contact me? You can hit me up on my direct line, 561-353-8089. That is my cell phone number, and you can hit me up, call, text. I'll definitely give you a call back.
Any social media handles?
So
Twitter?
my social media handle, is actually shortfuse_DVE. So that's like my little.
Okay.
There you go. Go follow. Go follow.
Eric, what you got, man?
I forgot to mention, I am also a recruiter, only as
Awesome.
Oh,
a secondary
all right.
thing.
Awesome.
All right.
I got a number if you guys want to come hit me up. It's 305-804-9723. I do the Coral Springs and Margate area.
Awesome.
All
So
right.
you're both recruiters, really.
Yes.
You're both recruiters. And wow, you know, I got recruited, right, from Army out in Bird Road. I don't know if you know that area because I know you're from the Coral Springs area. But I joined in 1989 straight out of the high school. And I did my 4 years active and 4 years non-active. But listen, guys, you know, I know what it takes to be in your position. And for that, again, I say thank you. I can't wait for this fight. I really can't because I'm really going to be cheering for both of you. But best man, we'll let the best man win. FightPFC.com, January 29th. It'll be on Fight TV. So if you guys haven't got your pay-per-view, ladies and gentlemen, please order the pay-per-view. Check this thing out. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr.
Yep.
Pat.
Go ahead. Make sure you follow Vince and Eric on social media. You guys want to join the Marines or the Army? These are the guys to go and see.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much, and we'll be right back.
It's the Putemup Podcast with your host, Frank Mordeholm.
I don't understand what's going on here. I'm fighting with my eyes closed.